Okay, guys, we are back with some more Fate. In the last one, we went to the church, saw some very unholy things, got stabbed by Lancer, and now we are here, back with an intermission. So yeah, that's fun. Um, when she wakes up, Shiro cannot be found. She thought he might be preparing a late lunch, so she makes her way to the living room, but she can find neither Shiro nor any lunch. He has gone out alone again? I told him to tell me if he does so. Why does he not listen to me? She complains to herself and sits by the porch. Honestly, I know he likes to walk alone, but that takes away the whole meaning of our cooperation. She swings her legs, not knowing what to do. She soon loses interest in that and looks up as if pondering. The whole sky is shaded in gray. A canopy of clouds is drifting slowly, and an opening can be seen in the distant sky. It should be a clear sky tonight. Once the stars can be seen, tomorrow can be predicted. She still remembers how to read the stars, something she learned from her Magus. She only used it to ask if her way was right, but she thinks about predicting a certain person's future, just for tonight. And if possible, a bright future. She wants to predict the dangers ahead and guide him in the proper direction. The one she worries about is so reckless that she cannot sleep unless she does so. Well, the problem is the stars that can be seen from this town. Come to think of it, she has never looked up at the sky until this day. All she cared about was winning the Holy Grail War, and not reading the stars for someone else. She knows it's not like her, but she tries to read the stars, and she waits for nightfall to come. Honestly, this is a big change in her thinking. She continues to stare at the sky, thinking it's just like the young girls in love she has read about in stories. Oh, Saber! Do you know where Shiro went? Then, suddenly Tosaka Rin appears. Rin! She gets up like a robot. What is it? It is not like I'm surrendering to Shiro. She says so with a red face. Oh? Was I interrupting you? Rin smiles in an evil manner. She's living under the same roof, but even without that, Amiya, Shiro, and Saber's reactions are easy to understand. She's sharp when it comes to others, so she already knows about them. So of course she's aware of what happened last night. Also, I mean, could have just been walking by, heard a lot of things. That's really all you need to know. No, they were in the same bed when she went to wake them up, so it was pretty obvious. Well, I'll make fun of you later. Seriously, do you know where Shiro is? I was thinking about asking for his help since Ilya's fever seems to be rising. Ilya's fever? Did she not recover? No, I didn't tell Shiro, but she's almost at her limit. She won't be back to normal until the ritual of the Holy Grail War ends. Her capacity is extraordinary, but it's still filling up. There's still a bit of a capacity left, so unimportant functions are still working. Once it's full, she'll have to discard her least important function, which is her ability to be human. The Celestial is made to break down more and more as the Holy Grail War progresses. Rin speaks annoyingly, but Saber does not understand what she's trying to say. Oh, it's fine. I said it in a way that you won't understand. Let's put Ilias aside for now. It's about Lancer. I found out who his master is. Lancer's master has been identified? That was a terrible read. Yeah, well, I found out, or more like I knew it. Lancer's master was a foreigner dispatched by the Magic Association. I already knew that, and I finally found her secret base earlier, but... Rin, you should avoid such dangerous activities. If you found their base, you should have told me. I was going to, but it seemed strange from the outside. I went in thinking it was empty. All I found were traces of blood and a left arm with no command spell. There was nothing else. I think the arm was cut off, but based on how much blood there was, I don't think the Master's alive. Lancer's master is already dead. Then Lancer does not exist anymore? They were defeated by another servant after Shiro was attacked 10 days ago. I wish that's the case. The bloodstains were older than that. You know what that means? The servant was not killed, and the Master was killed first. So the Master took the arm, the command spell, and formed a contract with Lancer. But... Shiro and I are the only remaining Masters, right? But Lancer still remains. Then that means a Magus who's not a master, became one after stealing the command spell. But is that even possible, Saber? No, the transfer of the command spell can only be between Masters and servants. No matter how superior the Magus, he cannot become a Master by stealing the command spell. I see. Then one more question. Is a master still a master if they have their command spell and their servant, even after the Holy Grail disappears? It is just as you say. As long as the command spell and the servant remain, that Magus retains the right of a master, even after the Holy Grail War. Saber realizes the meaning of Reen's questions and swallows her words. Then you think that the one who killed Lancer's master and formed a contract with Lancer is... Yeah, I can't think of anything else. In that case, Lancer's actions make sense. He seemed like his role was to inspect other servants, right? Usually they expose their true identity when they fight, but he wasn't even hiding his. So that must mean he was only there to collect information. I feel the same way. He did not fight to the end, even when he fought with me. Once they have used the Noble Phantasm, it should be a rule for a servant to kill their enemy. Right. So Lancer's master is another servant. He collected information using Lancer, and attacks with this other unknown servant. It's a great strategy. Well, I'm sure it was a pain for Lancer. He had to fight 6 servants, study their techniques, and return to his master. Fighting all 6 servants to a draw. He's quite outrageous in a way. Reen goes quiet and ponders. Does she follow suit? Saber feels a chill for no reason. Lancer's master has already been killed. An unknown master who uses a heroic spirit of that degree just to collect information. And as the master planned, the only servants remaining are Lancer and Saber. If the enemy is such a person, is it not dangerous to leave Shiro by himself even during daytime? There were several enemies before, but there are no other enemies now. If they only have to defeat Shiro, the enemy might not follow their previous plan. Reen? Do you know where Shiro would be? When she starts thinking like that, it will not stop. She cannot leave Shiro alone. Even now, Shiro might be in danger. I don't know. I asked you because I didn't know. But he might be at Kirei's. He went off to talk to him before, too. To that church? What's wrong, Saber? Do you have something against that church? No, it is not that, but... That church is not a holy place. It is stagnated with death at the same level as the Ryudo Temple. The instant she regrets that Shiro might be there by himself. A vision of some other place pops into her head. She glares into the distance. She looks in one direction, towards Kodamine Church on top of the hill. There's no time. Saber leaps out of the yard and jumps onto the wall. Hey Saber, what are you doing? I'm going to the church. Please take care of this place, Reen. Without even turning to Reen, she jumps off. She runs like a bullet. She reaches the place without stopping or slowing down. If anybody saw her, it would have just looked like a sudden gust of wind. The wind is clad in silver and blue armor. Saber is armed as soon as she sees the enemy's territory. She did not intend to arm herself. She decided to arm herself once she entered the church. But she could not help it. As soon as she saw the church, her mind burned up and made her arm herself. Her chest is burning. The nausea that has been assaulting her is not hers. It is a chill coming from her master, a hopeless scent of death. She does not know what is going on. The only sure thing is that Emiya Shiro is on the verge of death. Excuse me, and there is no time. His wound could cause him to die at any second. That pain and the chill going around her body causes sickening nausea. It is less than a thousandth of the pain Emiya Shiro is feeling, but she can still not stop her nausea. Her master is wounded that badly. He will not live. She will not make it even if she rushes with God's speed. He is dying right now and she might lose her master in front of her eyes. The instant she imagines that, her rationality vanishes. She just has to rush to her master as fast as possible. If God's speed is not fast enough, she just has to break through the reason of God. Unfortunately, this is God's house and her enemy is God's messenger. Her angry glare stares down at the church. She crashes through the door and enters the chapel. She does not see the chairs. She ignores the path through the chapel, through the courtyard, and down the stairs leading underground. All that's left are the demolished walls and the floor of the church. Incidentally, she is not that violent. She tried to open the door softly and did not put that much magical energy into her legs when she kicked off the ground. She merely could not control them. She goes down the stairs and reaches the underground temple. The sense of death is near. Actually seeing it, her anger grows over the limit. Anger towards herself and anger towards the enemy who did such a thing. Oh. This is Lancer speaking, right? Yo, I'm sorry, but this is it, Saber. She cannot even hear the voice of Lancer blocking her way. She is straining at her limits, and it seems she cannot loosen up no matter what. I hope she just, like, accidentally bats him out of the way. Like, he's just like, yo, what up, Saber? And then she just, like, bops him once and it just sends him flying. Sorry, I needed water. Her master's down in the darkness. In the back room, in the middle of the room full of live corpses, he is on his stomach. Blood is pouring out of him, and his gasping can be heard even in this temple. He is alive. All the while she is relieved, she shakes from having left him for so long in that state. Shiro! She heads to the back room, but there's a guard in front of it. Holding his lance behind him, the blue spearman looks at Saber with fearless eyes. Yo, I'm sorry, but this is it, Saber. She does not hear his voice. She does not stop. You? Ignoring me, huh? It is as one would expect from him, to block it while he was talking. Lancer blocked Saber's surprise attack, but could not defeat its power as he retreated to the wall. That makes the hindrance go away. There is no time to fight Lancer now. She has to save her master who is on the verge of death. Is that kid that important to you? I don't mind, but in that case, you really can't leave me alone. Saber stops at the entrance. What do you mean by that, Lancer? Well, I'm the one that stabbed him. But this is actually the second time I did it. He stayed alive the last time. I did it for some reason, so I pierced him for sure this time. You used Gay Bulg on Shiro? Don't worry, I didn't hit his heart, but the curse is still there. Even if you should know the curse of this lance, this is the lance of cause and effect. That reverses the cause and effect. Okay, the one cursed by this thing cannot change their fate unless they have great luck. To put it simply, the wound made by the Gay Bull cannot be healed. The one curse cannot heal and bears the wound until they die, as long as this lance exists. That changes the air. Saber's eye. Oh, so we just have to break the lance. Saber's eyes finally regain intelligence. You finally understand. You want to save that kid, right? You have to settle your match with me first. Lancer's beast-like killing intent comes at Saber. It is true that Lancer is serious, but... Are you insane, Lancer? Lancer would fight a swordsman in a small room? I cannot believe such a foolish idea would come from you. I shall let you go if you leave now. Leave that lance and disappear. I do not want to slay you in such an undesirable battle. Isn't that a more foolish idea? What kind of heroic spirit would discard their partner? I didn't pierce him to make some kind of deal. I'm here to fight you, Saber. There is no dishonesty in his words. Lancer does not intend to let either of them leave here alive. For him, this is the first and last battle where he can go full strength. Lancer's wish is not for the Holy Grail. He wishes only for battle, appropriate to heroic spirits. Such a simple wish that should have been easily granted to a normal servant was never granted to him until now. Therefore, he has no intention of losing out on what might be his last chance, even if it happens to be an unfavorable situation for him. Alright, then I shall just slash away that lance along with you. Saber readies her invisible sword and faces the Blue Knight. Well said. To be honest, I'm glad you're the one that's left, Saber. Lancer's lance rushes like a flash of light. Saber confronts it straight on. The rematch begins with both of them executing powerful blows. Interlude out? What? Are we just gonna skip past their fight or something? It hurts. And yeah, sorry, I only read it one time. All I can hear is my own breathing now. I might have a fever that could burn someone to ashes, as it feels like my brain is already melting and pouring out my ears. Stop, 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 stop. Something's wrong. I don't have a brain anymore, but my body keeps telling me that the pain and my head accepts it. Help, 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 help. My head isn't the only thing that's empty. I don't know where my heart or stomachs are either. The nausea is unbearable. There's nothing left to throw up, but the nausea increases without limit. I endure the infinite repetition with gritted teeth. I can stay conscious. It's my pain, so only I have to endure it. There's no problem there. Give it back, give it back, give it back, give it back. So the problem is the voices. My head is empty and I can only hear my breathing, but these voices still echo in my head. I don't even need to think whose voices they are. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I'm going mad. Every time I hear their voices, I'm stabbed in the chest. That's not scary. I just don't have any way to atone to them. Hey, 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 hey. No matter how much they beg for help, and no matter how much I want to help them, I can't help them. I won't ask them to stop calling to me. It's just that no matter how much they call, I can't help them. That's why I think I'll go crazy if this continues. Return it, return it, return it, return it. No matter how much they ask, I cannot assent. All I can do is end this for them. I can only fix the contradiction of the living dead. I can only make their creator of this hell atone for his sins. I can't take back any sad events or miserable deaths. That's my limit. A superhero only exists to strain out what has already happened. Who was it that said that? Since I denied those words, I am being cornered right now. Wasn't it Kirei who said that? Huh. To be honest, I want to run away. I have no way to save them. I can only listen to them. I have no miracle to grant them. I don't have enough power to deny his claims that a superhero is only so strong. Then, if I had a miracle that could save them, would I use it? Oh? I've never heard anything about any of this. So if that actually happens, that would be pretty interesting. But at the same time, like, how would he have to, like, even go about that? He would have to erase their memories, right? Otherwise, not only would they still be horrifically traumatized, but, like, the association might, like, hunt them down if they ever start talking about how they know about, like, magic and all this weirdness, you know? If I had a miracle that could save them, would I use it? Alright, I already read that. She is here. Wake up, Emiyashiro. Your servant has arrived. I hear a voice. It's coming from right behind me, but I can't hear what it's saying. My vision is blurry. There's nothing in front of me. All I sense are the voices asking for help and the figures that are already dead. He is doing well, but he cannot match Saber as I expected. I need one more servant either way. I do not care whether that happens to be Saber or Lancer, but I shall make a selection before that. I can't hear anything, but this man's voice echoes in my head. Well, it is time for your turn. Let us go, Emiyashiro. My head is lifted. The man grabs my head and pulls me forward. Just by the head. That lets me feel the man behind me. The man has swallowed black corruption. His heart is black and it seems like he's surrounded by an unknown darkness. The black corruption reaches in from the outside world, and it's like a chain binding that man. I don't know what it means. Only one thing is clear. This man, Kodamine Kirei, was just like me. His body had some kind of fatal wound, and he is compensating for it with some unknown something. As I heal using Saber's powers, Kodamine Kirei is maintaining his corpse-like body with his black corruption. That is it, Saber. Lower your sword if you wish to save your master. What is going on? My vision is still blurry and I cannot even raise my head. You too, Lancer. We are partners seeking the Holy Grail after all. We should not kill each other so recklessly. If Saber only came to pick this man up, I will gladly let her do so. A gloomy laugh. Do you think I would believe those words coming from the one who has killed Lancer's master and is about to kill my master as well? Who's he talking to? I can't hear the voice, but the sound rings through my fainting mind like a bell. Trust me, I do not wish to fight you. Things have turned out like this, but I will not interrupt you if you wish to seek the Holy Grail. From the beginning, my role is to determine the possessor of the Holy Grail. You two are more than qualified. Therefore, if you wish, I could give you the Holy Grail right here. Are you saying the Holy Grail is here? It is here. The Holy Grail exists everywhere. It is a shapeless vessel to begin with. Its completion depends on when, where, and what it is summoned in. This church is sufficient just to summon it. Of course, the Holy Grail is incomplete if there is more than one servant remaining, but it should still be able to grant most wishes. If that is not sufficient for you, then you may continue fighting. I do not want that, but I shall accompany you if you choose so. Is that fine with you, Lancer? It's not. We don't need to go so far. We can decide the match right now if we wanted to. In this situation, you are at a disadvantage in this room, and Saber will not be able to fight if she is concerned for her master. I don't think this would be a satisfying battle for you. A spitting sound. It seems like the man has reluctantly agreed. Fine then, let me ask you one thing. What is the Holy Grail? Isn't it meant to appear? Isn't it not meant to appear until there's only one of us left? Did the thing that summoned us trick us from the beginning? No, it is true. The Holy Grail will not appear until there is only one servant left. But the vessel in which the Holy Grail will appear is a different story. That is prepared with a shape from the start, and power flows into it until the Holy Grail is summoned. Since only 2 servants remain, they should begin to acquire power as the Holy Grail. Is that not correct, Saber? You remained to the end of the previous war. You should understand what the Holy Grail summoned it in this land is. Yes, the Holy Grail is always here, and waits to be filled with the blood of the sacrifices. But do you not think that is sad? You do not need to wait until only one remains. It should be possible to grant your wishes right now. So there's no meaning in killing each other right here. Yes, your opinion is certainly correct. But then, who are you? What is your objective? Is your objective not to obtain the Holy Grail? I told you that I am the Selector. If an appropriate person exists, I shall gladly give up the Holy Grail. For that, I wish to hear from you, Emiya Shiro. My body moves. Ah! My head is grabbed and my body is lifted. It hurts. The wound in my chest opens up. The pain makes my vision go white. You... Do not worry, I only wish to hear his answer. The Holy Grail only answers those who wish for it. It must interest you whether your master is appropriate for the Holy Grail or not. That is useless. Shiro does not seek the Holy Grail. My master is not as lowly as you. Yes, he said so at the start. But that will not be his true opinion, as every man has darkness. This man also has a dark side. For instance, did this boy truly curse nothing on that day 10 years ago? Is he now shaking it off by forgetting what lay ahead? Hold on. What is he saying? The fire 10 years ago has nothing to do with this. This is meaningless. Nothing should come out of it. I will open your wound. It's time for your confession, Emiya Shiro. My back arches. My mind reverses like electricity running through it. In place of my fading mind, a red vision appears. Stop. 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 There's no meaning in this. No one will be safe if I remember this now. And I think, just because I don't exactly know what's going to happen here, like I don't know if we're going to go into like some big, huge flashback or something, or if this is just it. But I think that that is a solid place to end for now. We are getting so close to the end, and I'm just excited to see how it all happens, because I kind of expected Lancer to be dead by now. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought he wasn't going to be here. So when he is like showed up, and I was like, what? He's still kicking my boy Lancer? Let's go! So yeah, until next time. Bye-bye.